Hello there! If you're watching this, congratulations, you've made it to the last video of this series and of this chapter, and hopefully you found these videos to be helpful for you and giving you guys some good direction on how to study for this upcoming test. Now, this last video is talking about geometric series. Okay, so just like with arithmetic series, we can write this in summation notation, and it just requires the same thing. So remember, we had the Greek letter sigma, the lower limit, and then the upper limit would go above it, and then behind it we would need the explicit formula. So we need those three things. Now, the lower limit, we usually start off with 1. And here in this series that we're given, so they say that this is a geometric series 4, 8, 16, 32, and it goes to n equals 7. So that's my upper limit. So they give it to me, and that's nice. It makes it nice and easy. Now, I need to find the explicit formula. So again, remember, this is a pretty heavy formula test. So you need to be familiar with all the formulas that were given. Now, the formula for the explicit or geometric explicit formula is the initial term times ratio to the power of n minus 1. Okay, so now let's look at this. The first term is 4, but what's the ratio? Well, if we look at it, 4 times 2 to get 8, 8 times 2 to get 16, times 2 to get 32, so my ratio is going to be 2. So I'm going to do 4 times 2 to the power of n minus 1, and that's good enough for my explicit formula. Now, so I can write it like this, boom, boom, boom. And there I have successfully written it in summation notation. Now, if the question asks to find the first term, the last term, and the sum, this is going to take another thing. Now, the first and last term should be easy. We plug in the lower and upper limit of n and figure out what those are. Okay? The sum requires another formula. So remember, the sum of a geometric series was a sub 1, the initial term, times 1 minus r to the power of n all over 1 minus r. Okay, so let's try to find those three things first. So the first term, hey, they gave it to us already, but let's say that we didn't know that was there, and we started out with this. So to find the first term given the explicit formula, we would write a sub 1, and we'd use n is equal to 1. Now let's look what happens. 1 minus 1 up here is 0. Anything to the power of 0. So 2 to the power of 0 is just 1. So it'd be 4 times 1, which would give me 4. And then use the upper limit, a sub 7. Okay? So we replace the n with a 7 now. So 7 minus 1, that'd be 6. So 2 to the power of 6 is going to give me 64 times 4 would give me 256. And now, so that's the first and the last term of the series, 4 and then 256. And now we want to find the sum of this series. So we use the first term, so 4 times 1 minus the common ratio, 2 to the power of n, the upper limit, 7, all over 1 minus r, so that'd be 1 minus 2. Okay, so let's do the parentheses first, so 2 to the power of 7, and then we're going to do 1 minus that. So we should get 4 times a negative 127 all over a negative 1. And now we simplify that even further. So multiply the 4 times the negative 127 to get negative 508. And when we divide by a negative 1, all that does is it changes the sign from a negative to a positive, so positive 508. So the sum of the 7 terms is 508. Okay? Now, so if you're here, you've spent your time studying these videos. There's quite a few of these videos, so it looks like you're doing a lot of work, and I want to reward that. So, do me a favor. When you get the test, don't tell anybody, so if they aren't watching it, don't let them know about it. If you get the test, I want you to write let's see, just go ahead and write this. AG3 video extra credit. So when you get your test, write this at the very bottom of the last page. Not really big, so all the copiers won't copy off of you. And I'll give you a few points extra credit on the test just for showing me that you're actually trying to study for the test and prepare yourself. I will watch, make sure that I'm not getting more of these than our views, so make sure that you don't ruin it for the rest of the people. Don't tell any extra people, don't tell your friends, because if everybody in the class does it but I only get so many views, I'm going to see that, yeah, that somebody leaked it and I can't give everybody extra credit. But if everybody watches the video and you all get this, that's great. I'm glad. But hopefully this has helped you guys out. Happy studying, happy math.